Hey folks, Wednesday's collective tarot reading. Let's see what animal's here for today. Giraffe, foresight, you're able to see into the future. So this is all about making plans. What's going to happen? Preparation, but it's really important to have a different perspective. Know that the journey that we're on, if it's being backwards and forwards, a bit harsh, or there's it's not going as smoothly or how we've expected it we can sometimes have to have a little look at the growth or the learnings and the teachings, and sometimes they're not clear straight away. Sometimes it's 6 months later that you realise, okay, that's why that's happening. But yeah, a higher perspective is needed at this time. Different viewpoints. We are in retrograde week. There's going to be a lot of energies around that's going to be able to bring out the harshness or the stuff that we've avoided, because it feels harsh and feels painful and doesn't need to, and we don't want to look at it. This time is going to bring that out, but it's about having this higher perspective on that and being free. And also, when we have the higher perspective, we get to take the highest leaves. So like the giraffe, the joyful stuff. But the higher perspective isn't a moral high ground. It's asking, what am I experiencing? Why am I experiencing? What am I learning? How do I change it? So that is the key for this Tarot Wednesday. We'll do the 3 cards for the collective. Yeah, when giraffe comes in as well, it's being proud, being tall, but having a look at a different perspective. It doesn't mean the other perspective is right, but if you're always saying no, try saying yes and seeing what happens. Okay. Right, again, right. Time for shadow work, folks. Stop turning your back on yourself. Alright, this came up yesterday, a lot of shadowy cards. It might be using this time to turn your back on some old habits and some old ways. You know, be that addictive personalities, drinking drugs, be it eating too much. It's time to do the work so you can turn the back on that. Now, the work is deep, it's strong, it's hard, you know, but the main thing is, folks, is please show yourself self-compassion and be non-judgmental of who you are. But this is definitely time to turn your back on certain aspects of life. That can be people as well that drag you down, you know, that aren't necessarily good to be around. It's time for assessment, but this is the time of shadow work and going into the shadows rather than being scared and nervous of it. Perfect card. We do this, we go to this, and this is the Magician, the one that's coming out of the cave. So the cave, which is what we mean by the cave, is when we go inward into ourselves and try and find about our learnings and teaching. In there, this is where we get the tools. But we might have to go past the emotions and the fear and the anxiety or the anxious thoughts about what's going to happen to me. What part of yourself projects that onto you? Going into the cave and gathering the tools. Now, when we do shadow work, there's always a gift in there as well, a power, an enlightenment, a tool to be used. But as the Magician comes out, be mindful again of the magician's shadow side is the manipulator. So be mindful of that. Where is the magic in life? Am I being influenced in a certain way? Am I going into work and doing my best and enjoying certain parts, but they're putting pressure on because they want more, more, more? It's time to break free. It's time to put your boundaries in place. It's time to transmute and transform things for your greatest good. So going into the shadows, releasing what no longer serves, and then transforming it into your greatest good. Today is a day of that. Oh, and it brings in great knowledge and wisdom. Now, if you're thinking of moving home at the moment, it's important to have a time to think about that. I wouldn't put any plans into place until after the 23rd of this month. How are we speaking to ourselves? How do we speak to others? What are we projecting, or what are we accepting? Are we accepting others, people's projections onto us? Now, the blue is all about talk, self-talk, help, reverence, and giving respect where respect's due. And now I want to say give yourself respect. And also remembering that everyone is equal. We are all the same level. There's no hierarchy. There's nothing that you need to do for someone else to feel happy and pleased. And there is nothing that you need to get someone else to do for yourself to feel happy and pleased. So that's really important on this day. Now, these cards are all about knowledge and wisdom. This card is bringing that wisdom, bringing that royalty. It's the king. It's the sovereign, it's the ruler, it's the one that makes the hard decisions, but knows that is a decision to be made for the greatest good. So this day, Wednesday's tarot, is all for is shadow. Turn your back on the things that are stopping you recognizing your shadow, the soothing, the comfort. Go into the cave. Bring that out. So today, have a moment to sit for yourself. If you find that you're getting a little bit more triggered, it is retrograde time. Triggered. If things are getting bubbled up to the surface, sit in the cave. Ask yourself, what does it represent? Is this a neglected or repressed side of me? What emotions am I feeling? Am I behaving any differently than I would normally? So are you facing yourself? Are you allowing yourself to feel? So folks, please give us a like, follow and share, and I shall see you for Tarot Thursday.